Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to our Christmas dinner. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. This is our food pantry Christmas supper. So we have our chicken quarter legs here that we received from the food pantry, and I have 4 of them in here. So these are all the seasonings I'll be using. So I am stepping out of my realm of salt and pepper. So let's go over the seasonings. We're going to be using some chicken broth, crushed red peppers, onion powder. We're going to be using some olive oil, chicken bouillon. I couldn't find the powder, so I just took some bouillon cubes and crushed them up. So those are right here. But if you can find the powder, get the powder. I have some salt, and we used a 50% less sodium, garlic powder, parsley, black pepper, paprika, Italian seasoning, Montreal chicken seasoning, and this is smoked Spanish paprika, 2 different paprikas, and this is all-purpose seasoning, Greek seasoning. I have a couple of pieces of butter here, sliced up onion already, and my chicken bouillon all crushed up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to season all this, and then we'll get started here. Let me just adjust the camera. Okay, I'm going to put this over here because I'm already done with that. All right, so we are going to only season the top because it's going to be enough juice. I'm going to rub all of the seasoning all over the chicken. And I'm sorry I got it so close for some. Kind of in a hurry to get this going. So I am putting garlic powder all over the chicken. Got some onion powder. Now, even though we're putting onions on top, we are still adding onion powder. We're going to put some paprika. It doesn't really doesn't matter what order you put it in. I've never made this before, but it is called smothered chicken leg quarters. I never know if it's chicken leg quarters or chicken quarter legs, whichever. But this was that big 10-pound bag we received in our food pantry, and it contains 8 of these chicken quarters. So you got enough color there. And then we're gonna, put some Italian seasoning. These holes need to be bigger. Phew, I can smell that. All right, put some black pepper. Now Glenn loves black pepper. I'm going to put some Montreal chicken seasoning. All-purpose seasoning. I believe this has salt in it, so we're not going to put that much. Oops. That's all we're going to put of that. And then we're going to put in some crushed red peppers. We're not going to put too many of those. Those smells always get to me. A little bit of salt. Sorry. I always start choking on the those peppers and red peppers. All right, we got some. Ooh. Got some smoked Spanish paprika. Oops. Don't know how it'll all taste in the end. Oops. We're going to rub all that together anyway, so. All right. Got all that. Oh, chicken bouillon. We're just going to put a little bit over it. And some of this bouillon is also going to be used in the gravy that we're going to thicken up a little bit. All right. We are going to put some olive oil. I'm going to throw some olive oil in there because then I'm going to rub all this together. And then after I rub it all together, I'm going to sprinkle some parsley over it, put some butter cubes and the onion rings over it. All right. So now I am going to just kind of rub it all together here. Ooh, that looks quite red. Yeah, these pieces are huge. This is the smallest one. Looks pretty good so far. What's the worst that can happen, right? All right, I am going to put these butter things on here. I'm going to throw some little things of butter. Just put them on here. Put my onions in here. Whew. I just cut them in rings, but a couple of them I just left like whole like that. I'm just going to throw it on there. And if they don't like disintegrate, Glenn, I know Glenn likes to eat onions, so he'll probably eat some. And it'll give it some flavor also. Ooh. I already have my oven preheated to 350. All right, I'm going to wash my hands and I'll sprinkle some parsley over it and I'll be right back. Okay, so the last step I'm going to do is just sprinkle some parsley over the top. Doesn't come out much. All right, and then we are going to cover this up with tin foil. Oh no, I still have to put my broth in there. So I'm just going to put some broth on the outer edges here. Okay, so I want to pour the broth on the edges rather than over the chicken because you don't want to take off all the seasonings. Pour some between all the spaces. It's looking pretty good. What do you guys think? All right, I'll go ahead and save the rest of the broth. Not too much left, but I could probably use some in the gravy. All right, so take a look here. looks pretty good. Looks like it'll come out pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and cover this up and put it in the oven. I'm guessing a minimum it'll take is a couple hours. Then in about an hour or so, I'll start my potatoes for some mashed potatoes. All right, so I'm going to cover this up, get it in the oven, and I will be back when I've got some good-looking chicken for you. All right, everyone, so I have pulled out my chicken from the oven, and this is what it looks like right now. You can see the onion rings there. And what I did was I pulled out all this juice from it, and instead of adding water to my turkey gravy powder, I'm going to add that turkey gravy powder to the juice directly from the chicken. And then I'm going to add a little chicken bouillon powder and a little bit of flour to thicken it up. I'm going to pour it back in here and then put it back in the oven for about 15-20 more minutes, okay? So I'm going to put you down and then I'm going to get things set up here. Alright, so I have my juice here. I'm going to pour in this turkey gravy packet. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of bouillon, about that much, as you can see. And then I'm going to get about a tablespoon of flour. Then I'm going to mix this up. I've got the potatoes on the stove. So, and I've got candied yams with marshmallows in the saucepan, and I've got another saucepan with canned corn. So, I think this will turn out pretty good. It looks delicious. The smell is very strong, like a lot of seasoning strong. We get all this lumpy stuff out from the flour. You can see here it's looks a little thicker now. This is also going to serve, I'm going to pour it back in here, and it's going to be the juice in here. It's going to serve as our gravy for our mashed potatoes. Oh yeah, that thickened up pretty good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pour it all around. All right. All right, so I'm going to put it back in the oven uncovered this time, and I will be back when it is done. So let me show you one more time what it looks like. It looks red, as in hot red. So, okay, let me get this back in the oven. Okay, there's my little saucepan with the candied yams and marshmallows. The marshmallows have not completely melted, obviously. And then I have a pot full of potatoes boiling. And then I have canned corn, which I have not started. All that dark stuff is pepper. So the reason I made so many potatoes is we're obviously going to have enough chicken for tomorrow, so I want enough mashed potatoes for tonight and tomorrow. But I made a little extra. Maybe for lunch tomorrow I'll make some chicken patties. Basically tuna patties, but substituting the tuna with chicken from the canned chicken that we get from the food pantries, and have some of that strawberry gelled stuff that I bought and have that as a side. So I'm thinking that for lunch tomorrow. Okay, so stay tuned and I will be right back. Okay, so just a bit of information about cooking these yams. You don't want to cook them too high because they will burn fast, and all the juice and caramelized mushrooms will just burn and turn into just a big sticky knot. So you can see here, I have it on low, and the highest I put it on is 1. And then I just turn it to low and it'll cook just fine. So yeah, just a bit of information on that. Okay, so I have my mashed potatoes, or not mashed potatoes yet, but I have my potatoes in the pot here ready to get mashed. I have butter in there, milk, that is sour cream. I put salt and pepper, and that's it. So I am going to go ahead and mash these, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, so there is our chicken, all smothered in, can't tell it with a fork, obviously. But yeah, that's all the juice. Let's see how it pulls off. Oh yeah, that just came off real easy. Let me taste it. Oh, it's hot. That does taste good. The thing is with the seasonings, when you rub it in, it's all over the skin, so it doesn't really get too much inside on the chicken itself. But that's okay, because if it's hot on the outside, I don't want it hot all over on the inside. So the chicken does have a good taste, and you can see there's still some onions here if Glenn wanted some. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. It was a total time of 2.5 hours in the oven at 350. So I cooked it for 2 hours, covered, took it out, did the gravy, and poured the gravy back in it and put it back in close to another 30 minutes. So I set it for 20. The timer went off when I was still doing potatoes. So I'll say 25 to 30 minutes. So 2.5 hours max total. Okay, and it'll differ with the different pieces of chicken you put in there. So these are the leg quarters, and there's 4 of them in there. So I think that turned out pretty good. All right, I'm going to plate this up and be right back. Okay, folks, so there it is. Our food is all plated up. You see the smothered chicken, using the juice again for our gravy and the mashed potatoes, and poured some over the chicken. I put onions on Glenn's plate. And our little bowls of candied yams. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, it's Christmas night, and this is our Christmas dinner, so I hope everybody had a wonderful Christmas. I haven't watched Prancer yet this season, so I am about to put that DVD in and watch Prancer and eat my supper. All right? Remember to live life, take care of yourself, and be good to others. Until next time.